So an accusation was made when it shouldn't have been made, but even if the accusation had been true, it literally is just like the definition of influencing.
That's it. That's my intro.
Hi, I'm Amanda, you're watching Swell Entertainment, and today we are talking about the Tay Beat Boop Karen / home DIY TikTok debacle. Yeah, I know I've been saying this a lot, but I wasn't sure about making this video because I just tweeted about it. Some people were like, oh, well, I want to know more. Like, what's the deal? Explain this to me. The nature of my channel. But also, I should have made this video a week ago, but I'm glad that I didn't because Tay just posted her apology 2 days ago. And I think there's a bigger conversation here about the certain type of fame that TikTok generates and what that does to a creator's psyche and how that can lead to a very misguided hostility when they interpret something as a threat to their stardom and their audience base. Amanda, I thought you said this was about home DIY, home decor. Yeah, I know. There's a lot happening here.
And if you couldn't tell from my super great dubbing done at the start of this video, for some reason I kept reading Karen's name as Karen. Obviously that's not true. Her name is Karen, so I'm going to fix it where I can, but if I can't, then I'm sorry. That is 100% on me. That is my bad.
Full disclosure, I was following Tay before this. Followed Tay for a variety of reasons. One, I liked the color scheme of a lot of her videos, but mainly I really liked her overall vibe behind her content, which was, like you can have joy in your life by making your home very joyful and putting things that you like in your home, even though they may not necessarily go together. I'm someone who has moved around a lot and didn't really get the chance to really make the rooms that I lived in when I was with my family my own because I wouldn't know how long we were going to be able to be there before we couldn't pay our rent anymore. And so when I got this place, I was very much like, this is mine. Ha ha ha. So I just like having, warm colors and things like that here. And there's still a lot of personalization that I can't do until I have my own place, home space. I just liked Tay's overall like seeming philosophy around her home decor style and things like that. And so that's why I was following Tay. And that's why I saw Tay's initial video. And I don't know, when I first saw it, I don't even think I really believed that it was copying. I was just like, that's not copying. Like specifically the gallery wall with the dinosaur heads. I was like, the dinosaur head thing has existed for a while. Also, I thought the green line didn't look good regardless for either of them. So I was like, okay, like there's little things here and there where I was just like, this is stupid. And so I don't even think I finished watching the video because I didn't even get to the part about the wallpaper until I started seeing reactions to it. And then I was like, what do I mean about the wallpaper? Basically, Tay made a video saying, I've been dealing with this privately, but now it's getting to a point where I'm annoyed now. So like this girl on here has been copying me, stealing my DIYs and doing them for herself and claiming them as her own. Saying it like that sounds it sounds so ridiculous because it is ridiculous. This whole thing is ridiculous.
I'm about to be so petty and I've never done something like this before, but there is a large creator who is just getting out of hand. So this is my mossy mirror that I made, and immediately she makes this, which is like, fine, that's what the coincidence, whatever. I have this green squiggle art gallery and now she does too. The difference is she's hanging something else. So that's different. That's creative. But she's also ripping off my boyfriend's art. So that's my boyfriend's art. I have a monster head art gallery. He makes monster heads. They're so realistic and beautiful. This is her version. This is her monster head art gallery. Painted my room green and blue. They're very abnormal color choices. And I got a lot of hate for it, but I really love it. And I spent months choosing the colors. Look at what colors she's doing for her kitchen. I hung up this cake wallpaper. That just happens to be my actual wallpaper line that I have. Look at this photo. Orange couch, wallpaper, monster head art gallery. That orange couch is literally the knockoff of my orange couch.
First example is the moss mirror, which they don't even look the same. And so I was just like, this is stupid. Like moss mirrors aren't new, like it's just stupid. And so I didn't even like think anything of it when I was watching it. I think that's why I scrolled. I was like, this is stupid. And then the dinosaur head thing was the one where I was like, okay, I'm done. And I scrolled away. In some instances, there is proof that Karen had been working on these projects prior to Tay posting her videos. So therefore there would be no way to have copied her because there's proof of her like documenting this design process, building process, making process before Tay ever even posted her video. So therefore it could not possibly be copied.
So the first thing you do is you say, look at my moss mirror. Look at it. She copied me. And you said, look at her mirror. She copied my mirror. Okay, but a few things. One, the mirror was never supposed to look like this. Okay, this wasn't the original vision. The mirror was supposed to be neutral because they're doing a neutral room for her husband. The mirror was not supposed to look like this. This is how she saved it, because you see the mirror cracked. It cracked when it dried. Look at when you upcycled your mirror on April 17th. Okay, this is when you took your broken mirror and you made it a moss mirror. But here's her on April 4th, 13 days before your mirror. Must have been dinosaur head. Next, you're like, look at my gradient room. Okay, look at these colors. These colors are original. Blue and green is an original thought. And look at her kitchen. Blue and green. She copied me. She literally copied me. Except for here's the problem. You showcased your wallpaper, which is, as far as I can tell, the first thing you did in this room. You showcased it on June 18th, okay? But here she is on June 17th displaying the color she's painting her kitchen. Now, to be fair, I don't think you copied her. You had to order wallpaper. But I think it's a big reach to say she copied you.
Let's say hypothetically
That Karen
took inspiration from Tay and was doing projects from Tay, basically. Is that not the point? Like, you're making videos showing your projects because you're a do-it-yourself creator. Like, look, I can do this myself and it looks cool. Does that not imply that, like, someone might do it themselves? Does that not imply that you would have influenced them because you're an influencer? You know, like, DIY content is essentially teaching content. Someone's going to do the same thing that you do because you made it look cool and fun and you love it. So of course, people are going to do the same thing. See where I'm going with this? So if you are proud of the thing that you made and you're proud of yourself, then it won't bother when you see 50 of the same thing across your For You page. And I understand wanting credit when someone does something that you created. But in this instance, a lot of the things that Tay does, in my opinion, as someone who has been on the internet for arguably too long at the ripe age of 25, who has been on Pinterest, who was on Tumblr, all of that, who was on YouTube for years before I even started making content. A lot of Tay's, let's say the organization, the collaboration of the different things and projects and things that Tay has done, those are what's interesting, in my opinion. The actual DIYs themselves are not new. The moss mirror, even with the broken moss, those have been on Pinterest for literal years, okay? Years before Tay ever even did one. The gallery wall with, let's say, some form of an action figure head. Tay's instance, she uses her boyfriend's monster art or alien art that she made a gallery wall out of.
in Karen's case.
And she does the dinosaur head. The dinosaur head thing is not new, okay? The bust head is not new, okay? There are, like, it's a colorful bust. That's it.
So I'm getting like a lot of DMs and comments and stuff, and I haven't seen this video because she posted it and then blocked me, so I don't really know what's being said about me, but I know I'm getting like a lot of really mean and hateful like comments and messages now. I guess I'm just like really disappointed because I really genuinely like this creator, and she was like one of the first people I followed on here that I was really like, wow, like this decor style is so cool. It is so colorful and so fun. We have talked over message and stuff, and like she was so nice. And about 2 months ago, she did ask me not to do any of her DIYs, which like I totally understood. And I was like, that's totally fine. Like I really do get it. And it was just like a really pleasant interaction. Like I said, she was so nice. And I didn't know like we had issues or that she was feeling like that. No one else can decorate like in color or have similar colors to you, and it automatically being me like maliciously copying her. I just wish she had come to me privately. Like I'm so frustrated. Like I don't even know what's being said about me. I have lots of squiggles in my home. That was inspired from her. I absolutely loved it. And I think to be like a content creator on here, some of that comes with, if you're branding yourself as a DIY channel, do this yourself, here's how I did it, here's the links for the supplies. And then to say no one can be inspired off of you is just wrong.
But the most egregious thing as well is like, okay, now I want you to picture this. Let's say that I, as someone with a mug collection, here's my mug. Let's say I work with a company and I design my own line of Swell Entertainment mugs, maybe just Swell mugs. And then you go and buy one of those mugs and you have it in your video and you don't tag me in it. And then I make a video that's like, oh my God, she copied me. Look, that's literally my mug that I designed. Does that sound crazy to you? Because to me, it sounds crazy.
She hung up this cake wallpaper. That just happens to be my actual wallpaper line that I have.
That to me is the most egregious part of this, because I'm like, who around you told you that was a good idea to include? The whole video is a bad idea, in my opinion, but the wallpaper thing makes you sound crazy, okay? It doesn't sound like she bought my wallpaper. Cool. Did you get your commission? Like, I'm not understanding the problem here, you know? Shout out to Interior Design Mama for re-uploading Tay Beep Boop's video. The Monster Head one as well, they don't even look the same. Like, it's a totally different style. Like, one is clearly a bust, and the other one is more like a gallery with like actual frames around the dinosaur heads. You know what I'm saying?
I painted my room green and blue.
Green and blue are not abnormal color choices, Tay. I'm literally looking at my bed and living room setup right now, and I have a green couch and a blue comforter, a blue duvet with green pillows. I don't think they are abnormal color choices. Maybe those shades of green and blue, sure. But like, green and blue are very commonly together, you know?
Look at this photo. Orange couch, wallpaper, Monster Head art gallery. That orange couch is literally the knockoff of my orange couch.
I guess I can call out every single bisexual woman with money because we all have velvet green couches. Like, are you kidding me? You can't own a color. I think that's the dumbest thing. You know, like it's like imagine if like the Barbie situation is going on and then someone's like, actually none of you can wear Barbie pink because I've been wearing Barbie pink for decades, okay? And it's my color. Like, it's like, what do you mean you like the orange couch? Interior, I thought it was Interior Design Mama. It's Interior Design Drama. Also got a bunch of the comments. Executes them terribly. Be fucking for real. Nails it every time. Green and blue are very abnormal color choices. Tell that to my bedroom in 2009. That was common. I followed Karen for a while, and her dinosaur heads were originally in her bedroom in her old house, and since they just moved, she put them in her office. So Harley, also known as Harley Bruh, is one of the people who was able to find proof of literally everything that Tay said.
That Karen copied.
Proving that it either existed prior to Tay making it, or it had been working on her project longer than Tay had.
You said she copied your moss mirror? Here's one I found on Pinterest. And another. And then the wall squiggles. I didn't realize people could own wall squiggles. Here's one. And two. There's so many more. So many more. Here's one website I found. Get your stuff straight before you accuse people, because it took me less than 5 minutes to find all of this.
So Tay posted later that same day, I posted a vid today that I should have continued to handle privately. This isn't what I want my page to be about, so I've removed it. I'm passionate about giving credit to designers and creators, and I wish that could have been the case here when it was first addressed. 2 hearts. So she didn't think she did anything wrong. She didn't think she needed to apologize. She was just like, I don't want my page to be full of hate. Yikes. That's one response to being called out. Quite a few people came forward. People that claim to have actually know Tay or have known Tay. That only one person was able to like actually show proof that they were like friends and had been together at one point in time and all this stuff.
As someone that used to live with Taylor and has known her since high school, I just want Karen to know that she has nothing to worry about. Taylor is upset with you because she thinks you saw her ideas, took them, and got popular on TikTok because of them. Well, do I have a story for you? Remember her first video that got her TikTok famous? She got the idea from a TikTok video, and she figured out how to shape it from my cousin. But shockingly, it doesn't stop there, because she actually gets a lot of her ideas from her friends, which is normally totally fine and cool, because that's part of the design process. So don't let her make you feel bad for extrapolating on other people's ideas, especially because she doesn't even give anyone credit. And guess what? I made a foam mirror. She made a foam mirror. Her tiki bar was designed and thought of by her boyfriend, along with a lot of other creative ideas because he's a really creative guy. Taylor ordered a purse that was designed like a fake cake, and no doubtedly that inspired her wallpaper. She's acting like she invented that style, but she really just took something that was already popular on Pinterest and made it into a wallpaper. And that is making her fans feel bad for buying and using her product.
Auto Studio, which is the company that sold the wallpaper
That Karen bought.
that Tay was working with, they post on Instagram, as a small business, we strive to support and uplift artists, creators, and DIYers. We are disappointed in and do not stand behind the video that has posted by Tay Beep Boop regarding Karen Joy earlier this week. It goes against our values and the ethos of the DIY community. As such, effective immediately, the Tay Beep Boop collections will no longer be available for purchase. We will be reaching out to those who have pending orders from these collections with next steps. Clearly something needed to happen because Tay never seemed to even see, she did in her video, I did not think I was in the wrong. fully. And I don't think she would have realized she was in the wrong until something like this happened, where she was like, oh, there's consequences for what I said. Oh, okay. Based on what we've seen from her so far.
Karen admits,
It's like, yeah, I saw the squiggles. I thought it was cool. I did the squiggles. Squiggles. I don't think you own squiggles, Tay. I'm assuming you know that. I don't own these. I don't own these stupid little glasses. These are from vidIQ. If another creator has these in their thing, that's stupid if I try to say that these are mine, because this is an internet thing. It's not me. I don't own this. You know what I'm saying? You can assign value to something, but that does not mean that you own it. Or you can like co-opt something as your own, but that doesn't mean that no one else can use it. You know what I'm saying?
My behavior has been wild and inappropriate, and I apologize. It's taken me so long to realize that. I didn't think I had done anything wrong. I didn't want to be fake and give an apology that I didn't actually believe, because I did not understand. Everyone draws inspiration from somewhere, and the fact that I went after someone who has been nothing but nice to me and has done nothing to deserve what I did just proves how much I got this wrong. So basically hold me accountable for my behavior and bad actions, because this has been a massive learning moment for me.
I do think Tay realized that she messed up. The fact that she admitted that she truly didn't think she had done anything wrong until people started giving her backlash. And then even when they gave her backlash, she still didn't think she had done anything wrong, so she didn't want to make an apology. I don't like that. That seems like it could have been left out of the edit. I don't know. That's interesting choice of words. I do think that it's a little transparent that this came out, around the same time that Otto pulled the wallpaper. I'm glad she's talking with Karen, and I'm glad that they seem to be having some form of a conversation offline about this. I trimmed up her apology a bit just because of previous copyright issues, so I will have it fully linked down below. It is currently available at the time of me recording this bit, so you can let me know in your own opinions.
Sometimes you guys send me videos where it's like someone talked about a same topic that I talked about, and I'm like, yeah, okay. Cool. Which I get, I'm thankful for. And there are times where someone tags me in a TikTok video where it's like, Swell Entertainment already did this. And it's like, that's okay. Like, it's fine. Like me comparing something to a cult and then someone else comparing it to a cult as well or something like that. That's the one I get tagged in the most. Because at the end of the day, this is my job. And like, there's a lot of me in this. But like, this is not my entire state of being. This is my job. I am a whole person outside of YouTube. I am a whole person outside what you see on here. And I'm starting to learn, well, not starting, I've known this for a while, but I see it manifesting in different ways in different people constantly. There are a lot of creators who don't have a strong sense of self outside of the content they create. And so when their content is mimicked or attacked, they get panicky, they get hostile, they get irrational, I guess would be a word, because they have put so much of their sense of self and their self-worth within their content. I don't think that's healthy, and that's my personal opinion, but there are some people who, this is their first job. This is their first time making money. Same, first time for me making a good amount of money where I can actually afford to live on my own and take care of my dog and pay my bills all the time and have money and savings. Like, this is the first time I've done that. But also, I know that this could go away tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? And so I personally find that there's just a lot of creators that they have not lived enough life to have a full sense of self outside of their content. And so when this one thing blows up and they are now being told, whether by the likes, whether by the views, whether by the people around them being like, oh my God, it's so cool, they now decide whether consciously or unconsciously that their worth and their value is tied to the content and the audience that they have made, and they become aggressively willing to defend that. With bringing this up, it's not uncommon. I'm just saying, I don't think this is healthy. I really think that if you are a content creator, please have hobbies offline. Please have hobbies that are just for you. Have interest in things that you don't monetize entirely, because the moment that something happens, whether you guys decide to hate me tomorrow or I talk about someone and they copyright claim my channel or anything like that, like, I'll be fine. I'll figure it out. There's healthier ways to go about being a content creator and a full-time content creator like myself. You know what I'm saying? Another thing that I think is helpful with this and like avoiding this is just being yourself on camera. When you are confident and comfortable in yourself, even if someone starts mimicking you or mimicking your style or things like that, if you have your own personal sense of self in your content, in you, you know, then that won't bother you as much. You know what I'm saying? Like someone could literally do word for word my video and it's not going to sound the same because it's coming from them. I'd be like, that's fucking weird. But like, I'm not going to be like, this person's copying me. But my point as well with bringing all this up is that I think a strong sense of self is very important when you do a style of content that is like a teaching style of content, essentially. The DIY thing, more than anything, I think is the most ridiculous part of all of this, because like the nature of content is that you're going to, that's the goal of being an influencer, is that you're inspiring someone. Someone pretending to be you, stealing your face, stealing your words verbatim, things like that. That I can understand hostility behind that. I can understand, like, let's say Ryan Trahan being copied by one of these dudes, okay, copying his whole video idea, literal frame for frame, word for word. I can understand the hostility behind that. There's quite a few creators that have spoken about this and their whole video concept and ideas being stolen. I can understand being bothered by that, but I feel like it feels less like an attack when you are also like a whole person on top of that. You know, I can be like, hey, like, this sucks. Don't do that, you know, whatever. But it even seems like Karen saying like, yeah, she posted this and then blocked me. Like, she talked to me 2 months ago about not doing her DIYs, which is understandable, but she was nice about it. And then Tay is making it sound like she's been dealing with this constantly. So there's clearly some form of a disconnect here. Either way, I mean, I thought the squiggle looked ridiculous, frankly, on both of your guys' thing. The squiggle's goofy looking, but it's not for me. It's not my house. You know, do what you want. I think the DIY thing is what's getting me to most, because like you already picked a niche for your content. Whether you started posting TikToks because you wanted to be an influencer or not, that's where you are now. And now you've made your whole identity on TikTok about, look how cool my house is. This is what I'm doing. Here's the current project I'm working on. Even after you deleted the initial video before you posted your apology, you posted like 2 more regular videos after that of you doing DIYs. So like you've made DIYs and designing your home, working on your home, and your projects on your home public. Like if you have an issue with people doing the same things that you're doing, like that's the last niche you should be getting into. Like music makes more sense. Video game content makes more sense. And those guys all do the same content, you know, half the time. Like the very nature of the niche of content that you got into is like do it yourself. So like obviously people are going to do the same things that you're doing. If that was even the case, you're like the squiggles thing. Fine, I'll give you that. She did the squiggles too. But it says, yeah, I did it because of her. 100%. Okay. Again, the orange couch, I think, is that the wallpaper is incredibly stupid. The orange couch thing took me out. I was like, what do you mean? The whole thing is ridiculous. Anyways, that's going to be it. Did you hear about any of this? Did you see my tweet? And we're also like, what is Swell talking about? Do you also think that you shouldn't be an influencer if you don't want to influence people? Do you also think that it's much better for creators and healthier when they are full people and have personalities outside of their content? Let me know. Comment down below. Someone's gonna get mad at me for that, and that's okay. I'll live with that. That's fine. Reminder, I have a podcast, the Swell Shenanigans podcast. Reminder, Swell Entertainment is now available on Spotify. This episode will be available tomorrow. Reminder, I have merch. Maybe my merch will just be a bunch of squiggles. Shout out to my patrons. Thank you so much for supporting me on Patreon. If you also like supporting my Patreon, listen down below. Like to follow me on social media. Be up here, and that's going to have a lovely day. Goodbye. It literally stands for do it yourself. That's what I'm not getting.
Thank you, Amy, Andrew, Alan, Awful, Aslan, BJ, Cameron, Christopher, Chris, Crispy, Crispy, Crash, China, Corey, Daniela, 31, Don, Donnie, Elliot, Evan, Eric, Eal, Ghostly, Hopeless, Homer, Incognito, Jasmine, Joe, John M, Jordan, Joseph, Justin, Kenny, Kim, Kristen, Lauren, Lamb, Lex, Lise, Luis, Mae West, Madeline, Matt, Matthew, Medic, Meme Lord, Michael, Michael J, Michael T, Micah, Nathaniel, Pat, Penn, Pink, Philip, Richard, Rob, Rosie, Red, Robert, Ross, Ryan, Sam, Serena, Skylar, Simon, Tasha, Timothy, Heavenly Plastic, Tyler, Tenzin, Tom, Thomas, QWERTY, Victor, Randy, Winter, Wendy, Will, William, Zendry, Zwink.